Yeah, this is him.
Hey, this is Deputy Grady with Osceola County Sheriff's Office. How you doing?
Good. How are you?
Good. So I came over here to your aunt's house. Your mom does not live here. She lives in Tampa.
Yeah, that's known.
Okay. So I came over here. She was not here. I talked to your aunt. Your aunt said your mom is. She talked to her this morning and she's okay.
What do you mean she's okay?
Your mom.
Yeah.
Yeah. So your aunt talked to your mom
Yes, and how did she determine that she's okay?
because she talked to her on the phone.
No, I understand that, but my mother contacted me this morning as well and didn't state she's okay. So what exactly is going on?
Okay. Well, then you would have to call Tampa and have them do a well-being check on your mom.
No, that's understood, but right now what's happening with my aunt?
What's happening with your aunt?
Yes.
Nothing's happening with your aunt.
Well-
Your aunt said she talked to your mom this morning.
Did she talk to her about the threat that she received?
She said she got a text message from some guy in Puerto Rico,
Uh-huh.
and that hold on, that she got a threat from some guy in Puerto Rico, and it says if this continues, repercussions will happen.
That's not what
Your
the
mom tried. What?
that's different than the text that I received.
Okay, well, this is what your aunt told me. I didn't see the text.
No, I understand that, but that's what's concerning because that's a totally different thing than what I was informed.
Like I said, you would have to call Tampa and have them do a well-being check so they can see the text message that your mom received.
Sure, but right now the issue right now, as far as my aunt's well-being, does she understand that a threat has happened and she may be included?
Yeah, your aunt's fine. She is well aware.
Well aware of what?
The text message that your mom received.
Her determination is.
Her determination is your mom got the text, she didn't.
No, I understand that, but does she believe that my mother is perfectly fine?
She told me that, yes. She said if you want to call her and talk civilly, you can call her and talk civilly.
Yeah, I guess this is what's confusing. How do you not understand that there's a reason for concern if my aunt doesn't recognize the fact that my mother is having a mental breakdown?
Okay. Well, then you would have to call Tampa and have her evaluated for a Baker Act.
No, right now it's my aunt because what you're saying is that my aunt doesn't understand legal procedures.
What's the legal procedures?
Well, apparently you're saying that my aunt feels there's no concern about someone threatening my mother.
That is correct.
And she's determined this because
She spoke with your mother.
yeah, but my mother's mentally unstable. So how would that resolve anything?
Your aunt talked to your mother. She seems to think everything is fine.
And that's the issue. So, okay, officer, let's just stop here a second. Are you implying that there should be no reason for my mother to be concerned that someone randomly looked up her phone number and threatened her? Is that what you're implying?
That's not what I'm implying.
Okay, so then what are you implying?
I'm implying that your aunt talked to your mother about a text message your mother received. Your aunt isn't with your mother, so your aunt doesn't really know the whole scope of the text message. Okay? She just knows it was from somebody from Puerto Rico.
Okay.
All right? So if you're that concerned about your mother and her stability, you would have to contact Tampa PD and have them evaluated for a Baker Act.
Well, again, the problem is that's not possible. Number one, because it's unknown where my mother is. So that's an issue, number one.
Apparently your aunt says she lives in Tampa.
No, she lives in Tampa. It's unknown where she is currently.
According to your aunt, your mom still lives in Tampa.
No, again, we all know she lives in Tampa. But as far as where she's located now, it's unknown. And my last communication with her, it's in front of me, is that she doesn't feel safe. So if my aunt spoke to her and supposedly everything's fine, then why does my mother still feel threatened?
I don't know if your mom still feels threatened.
No, I'm telling you. I am telling you.
I get what you're telling me, but Tampa is 2 hours away from me.
No, I understand that. But right now, the issue is The person that's in front of you in this county or in your jurisdiction is making a determination that a threatening phone call to my mother, there's no reason to follow up on it.
She said she was concerned, but there's no following up on our end.
Well, again, there is if you're not. My aunt is telling you that she does feel that there is concern, but also is inhibiting any ability to address that. Do you not understand the conflict that's going on in my mother in my aunt's head? Then
I understand. I understand the issue between your aunt, yourself, and your mom.
Okay, and what is that issue then, as far as you're concerned?
My concern?
No, as far as your understanding, here's the situation.
As far as my understanding is, you called your mom this morning. She got mad at you. She disconnected.
No, that is not correct. That is not correct.
Listen, hold on. Let me finish.
Oh, sure. Sorry. I apologize.
What my opinion was.
I apologize.
Okay. So, apparently, your aunt stated to me that she talked to your mom.
Mm-hmm.
You and your mom had a conversation. It wasn't going well. Your mom disconnected you from the phone, I guess. This is what I was told. I also was told that your aunt called you this morning, and you got loud with her, and she hung up on you.
Yeah, none of that's correct, and that's what's suspicious. I don't know why you're being lied to about these things.
Okay, so what exactly happened?
My mother contacted me last night a bunch of times because she was afraid of whoever texted her. She stated that she was going to leave the country at one point in time. At another point in time, she said she was going to change her number. As you've already said, she cut me off from the internet access on my phone. I have no idea why. She's not responding to phone calls. And now, somehow or another, my aunt is also seemingly trying to deflect everything and stating lies to you. I did call my aunt this morning. I tried to explain to her the situation, in which she responded as if there would be no reason to contact the police. And that's why you were contacted. Because as far as I understand, and again, this is the entire situation. As far as I understand, there should be some police follow-up on what's going on with my mother, considering the fact that she herself is the one who reached out for help. This is not a situation in which I randomly called my mother. This is not a familial dispute. What is happening is my mother has been threatened. She is mentally unstable to the point that she believed that because she was threatened, there is something that I could do about it without involving the police.
Okay.
That's not correct, right? I'm in California. I don't live in Florida. I have no ability to address this in person. The only way I can address this is with the assistance of my family members. And now you're telling me that my aunt is also trying to not address my mother's mental health problems, and you don't feel it's suspicious at all that there are all these people that are trying to not figure out why the hell my mother is the one who initiated contact last night asking for help.
Okay, so here's what I can tell you, okay? When she received the text message, she was in Tampa, we believe.
Yeah, I don't know. She told me she wasn't.
Okay, well, your mom, if she's that nervous, would have to contact whatever police department she's at
Okay.
and file a report.
I understand that. Again, what I'm not understanding is is it your belief that if someone is mentally unstable, they're somehow or another be able to take care of themselves and do something like that on their own? In other words, what you're disregarding is that my mother has already reached out for help. The problem is that instead of calling you or calling my aunt or calling Hillsborough, she's called me.
Okay. So if you want to do the right thing, call Hillsborough and have her reach out to her.
Well, currently, What you're telling me is that there is no reason to. In other words, your determination as a police officer is there is no reason for my aunt.
Stop right here, okay? I'm going to tell you what I believe.
Okay.
Here's what I believe. You wanted me to do an attempt to contact. I did the attempt to contact. I talked to your aunt. I didn't make I didn't make contact with your mom. I did not. So how your mom is acting or what's going on with your mom, I have no idea. I can only go on what you're saying and what your aunt is saying. You're 1,500 miles away. Your aunt talked to her this morning. Your aunt said that she doesn't believe that there's any reason to send the police, that your mom was concerned, but she believes that you had the person call her.
I did not. Again, everything that you're saying, every single thing that you're saying adds to the suspicion. So in other words, what you're telling me is that you went to a wellness check in which someone has told you that they believe that I am the one who initiated the threat, and your solution to it is that I then call Hillsborough County as if I've never spoken to anybody else, or just have it be completely argued once again what was said when. The fact of the matter is, every single thing that you're saying is concerning. That is so. You're saying that my mother believes that I arranged for someone to scare her to the point.
I did not say your mother believes that.
Well, my aunt does, and that's even more concerning. Because either way, the belief is that I am in plotting across state lines to harass and menace my mother. For what? And there's no concern about it.
I have no idea.
But that's exactly the point, officer. Like.
Well, I know the attempt to contact, right? So you wanted an attempt to contact, right? On check on well-being of your mother.
No. I wanted no,
right?
sir. I know. Okay, go ahead. Go ahead.
Hear me out.
Okay, go ahead. Sorry.
This conversation is going to end quick if you cut me off. All right? What our dispatchers got from you calling them, it says you request an outcome from the deputy sheriff on the well-being check about the complainant's mother, Mrs. Estrada.
Yeah,
Who
that's.
is mentally unstable, who received a possible threatening text message from an unknown suspect. Complainant has not seen his mother in years, but is concerned due to not speaking with her since last date. Complainant is calling from California. Complainant advises aunt's house is this location. So at no point do I know you wanted me to do a well-being check on your aunt.
Yeah, again, that's. Sir, I thank you and I respect you. That's all I can say. And I don't want to.
What I think needs to happen, I think you need to call your aunt.
Sir, again.
Listen, hear me out.
Sure.
And have a civil conversation with your aunt.
Sir, what you're explaining to me is that my aunt believes that she cannot have a civil conversation with me because she believes that I'm a criminal. She believes that.
Listen, but the only way this is going to get it resolved is for two adults to have a conversation.
Sir, again, that's what I'm trying to get to. The point is, my aunt named me, for some reason, believes that I am so evil and fucked up enough that's what I'm doing with my time. That I am trying to harass my mother, and you seem to not understand how hurtful it is to be accused of trying to hurt my mother.
What I need to tell you is, right, sometimes you just got to call the person and have an adult conversation with them without getting mad.
Sir, you're disregarding the fact that mental illness exists. You know, again, I respect you. I can't I can't. You have my hands tied without having arrested me. The fact of the matter is, I don't want to argue with you. I didn't call argue. I'm trying to resolve a matter that is extremely important and emotional, as well as dangerous. Someone has decided to target my mother instead of me. In other words, someone was the biggest pussy in the fucking world, and instead of even calling me or focusing on me, decided to focus on who is now a fucking elderly woman, and you are determining that the only solution is for me to somehow, in my power, figure out how to solve all of this. I thank you for believing that I can, but I can't. And I don't want to continue a conversation in which I am looking for assistance that can turn into a place in which anger is involved. So I thank you for explaining yourself. You have very well. It doesn't seem to be correct, but I don't have the ability or the desire to try to control your life the way that, at the very least, I can only perceive your actions are to me, in which trying to determine everything is going on simply by your word. So do we understand each other, sir?
I understand you completely.
Okay, so I appreciate the call back. The problem is that this isn't resolved. You know, I'm basically just waiting for my mother to begin again contacting me without being able to have a conversation in which it's a circle. My mother contacts me unable to have an adult conversation. That's the reason why I asked for assistance. And then
what is your mom's phone number?
It is 913-481-5612. If you could please find out why she believes I want to threaten her, at the very least.
I don't know if she does. This is what your aunt thinks.
Exactly. But one way or the other, it should be resolved that my only intent is to find out why she called me. The fact of the matter is she calls me, asking me to do something, and she can't articulate what it is that she wants me to do.
Okay, I'll give her a call. I'll talk to you in a bit.
I appreciate that, sir.